What is up, everyone? And welcome back to the wonderful Platinum Showcase, where we once again sacrifice 1,500 Diamantium to the gods in order to try to get us some guaranteed 5 stars. This is the very last one, so let's see if I will get something nice. Alright, so that orb is nice and rainbowy. That is a good sign. A good sign that I'm only getting one. Well, let's hope the dragon is something I have never seen before. That would be interesting. Alright, I got a wolf. I've got some hope. I've got a Francesca. I wish she's 5 stars. She's so hot. I wish I'd get it. Alright, 1,000 L border from Orion. I've got the Infinite Blade Works. Althemia. Hey, look, it's our boy, the Juggernaut, bitch. Alright, here goes a worry. Oh my god, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. It's Cerberus! No! I shouldn't say no, but I already maxed and bound her! Why did I max and bound her? Ah! I should have never maxed and bound her! I should have never! I should have never! Ooh, let me turn that down. Okay. Okay, alright. You still got 6,000 Diamantium. Alright, there it is. You got the same orb. Oh, you have 2 5 stars. Nice. Okay, I still got like 1. I'm like stuck getting ones all the time. Oh, there's that choppy part. Oh, it really likes to dramatically drop that thing down.
It always does it.
I knew it! I knew you got Joan of Arc again! Alright. Okay. Alright. Braving the Unknown. Don't even know what the hell that is. Alright. Man, this is making me so nervous. Poseidon!
Oh, dude, that's my third fucking one. Like, dude, I got 2 5-star dragons in 1 pull, but like, am I really happy about it?
Alright. So are you well on your way on 2 max unbound Joan of Arc now?
Yeah, let me see. It's either 3 or 4 out of 5. I don't even remember. It's one of the
3 or 4 out of 5. That's so deplorable. Oh god. That is so deplorable. How could this have happened to you? And here I am.
Here we go. I'm checking right now, and it is. Oh, it's only 3 out of.
It's only. Dude, you realize you have 8 at this point. Only.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
Sorry, it's so dumb.
I mean, am I gonna really use a key on one? Wouldn't I just want to rather stab myself?
No, that would be the dumbest thing you could ever do to yourself. In my honest opinion, that'd be really dumb. I wouldn't do that.
I guess I can do an MUB John and then 3 unbound ones and make a full light team of John.
No, that sounds really stupid. So, Yeah. So you want to hear what I got?
Yeah, wait, do you have a video of it?
Of course I have a video of it. I recorded it. You will see it. I mean, it's part of this video. But anyway, so... You know, I was telling in Discord, like, how... Oh, yeah, you know, I'm glad that I could get any dragons. You know, I can just max them down or whatever. As long as it's not Cerberus, everything is okay. Or maybe Agni.
Oh no.
I was stuck in the same boat as you. The same exact boat. It is deplorable. It is all that is wrong in this world. I got a Cerberus and a whole bunch of crap. In other words, I got a whole ton of Eldwater. Oh.
You know, what's funny is, I feel like many people did good on the other two, but on this one, many people are getting fucked, so...
They did this on purpose! That's what they did! This is done on purpose! This was on purpose, man!
He got a Zephyr, which is the only dragon that he unbound to max. Like, every other one he has one of. He got a 6th Zephyr. And a little, you know, gay Luis, you know, huge boner for Lowen. He already had her. And Gimme Your Wounded. Also already had, but has the, you know, max unbound one from this last event, which already has 10%, so it kind of feels pretty bad. He gets kind of fucked too.
Well, Wobbles told us over on Discord how he, him and his two brothers, they all got Agni. Now,
wait, so 3 brothers, all Agni?
All Agni.
What the hell?
All Agni! And, I mean, okay, look. Don't you... You can sense the irony, right? Of, like, giving Agni and Cerberus to groups of people who have finished High Midgard already. You can just sense the irony behind all of this. It's just really deplorable. Apparently, yeah, his brothers were not very upset. Were not very happy about that. He was not very upset because he maxim bound Cerberus. So Agni is kind of like, but you know, it's still.
It just feels some way like some kind of weird in-game incest.
In-game incest?
Same thing.
What the hell are you talking about? But yes. I'm pretty sure this was done on purpose. This is not right, dude. Everybody did well on the others, and then this one just all of a sudden... Well, okay, I didn't actually do well on the others either. My worm print was
pretty sure it just looked at what your MUB dragon was and was like, oh, you have that? Well, here's another one.
I know, right? That's so stupid. But, yeah. So they call this the Scam Gacha in Grand Blue. Now I understand. I understand now why this is called the Scam Gacha. This is absolutely deplorable. At least, though, it didn't cost extra. If it did, I would be a lot more worried about it in the future.
That's what it is. It's the value is never as bad as it feels, but the feels are fucking
but the feels. It feels
like if we did normal 1500 summons on any random banner and I just got a John and a Poseidon, I'd be like, that is fucking retarded. But like, when I know I'm getting a guaranteed fucking dragon and then that happens, I'm like, this is bullshit.
I know, this is so terrible. I know I'm like whining about it all day, but it's just terrible. How could this have happened? I mean, at least with the adventure, I got a new one, so you know, there's really no cause for me to whine, even if you know she isn't in meta right now. She could get improved. She could be useful. And then the worm print one, I got this Gale thing, which gives me more dragon time and extra break damage. That's cool. That's usable. But But another Cerberus? What am I gonna do with another Cerberus? What are you doing? Anyway.
I guess backline it for something?
Well, I guess what I could do with another Cerberus is just to give her to another party member and be like, hey, listen, look, now my AIs, they all carry 40% attack dragons. They're gonna put out some serious deeps. That's all I could hope for at this point. Hey, look at it.
It's not that bad, but if you knew you were going to spend 1,500 Diamantium for that, you'd be like, no.
Yeah, it makes me want to hang myself. That's what. You know, at least this card was good. And I mean, like, you guys keep getting like 2 5-stars. I mean, I've been getting 1 5-star each time, of course. I mean, that's just how the odds work. But still, I don't feel good. But at least I got stuff that actually works. This time I've got nothing. Just
you know what that means is that when the new light banner comes out and it's a 60% strength dragon, you're gonna get it on your first.
I sure hope so. I mean, you know, the luck works in very weird ways. But anyway, yeah, I now understand why they call this Scam Gacha. You know, this whole thing, we had this discussion about before, you know, this whole thing isn't for whales, this is for dolphins, man. And dolphins seems to be the target audience where gacha games make money from anyway, because there's just so much more of those people. It's so much easier to casually spend $20 to $40, like once in a while, or a month, or something like that. Whereas, you know, guys like us, we're kind of like, what word should I use for that? Arbitrary sometimes. Yeah, arbitrary at times.
You're 100% right. It's targeted for the dolphins. Right now, we pulled because it's early in the game. But imagine in a year, and they do another Adventurer 1. Instead of 50%, we're probably going to be looking at like, 25% to get a new unit or something, and we're not going to do it. It's definitely targeted towards the mid-range spenders that, they're going to spend $10 a month or something, or, a favorite character or dragon comes out that they like, and they're going to spend, a pack or 2 or something. That's what they're aiming for with this.
Yeah, this is like playing Minesweeper for us right now. It's absolutely deplorable. I mean, I don't oppose this. It's still a 5-star. But, God, man, for the smartest pick of this entire Platinum Showcase, the dragon, the one that everybody thought is the smartest one, it ended up being something like this.
It backfired. We all clicked on that fucking mine and blew.
Oh yeah, like so many people got Agni. Like what? I mean, I guess Agni did show up on like the front of the banner, being all like "Rawr!" But I'm pretty sure that the chances are all even and whatnot. It's just a perfect coincidence that the 3 brothers all got Agni. But still, if we put all the extra Agnis together that we all got, somebody would be very happy with a maximum bound Agni. Might even be able to clear high Midgard.
They probably could. There's probably many people out there that have like 1 and they're like, give me 4 of them.
Deplorable, but do you think that there's gonna be any way that we can do something about this? Because 3K Eldwater is just really, really deplorable. I can't just sell Cerberus for 3K Eldwater. It's just not. It just doesn't feel right.
It's a good question. Not in the near future, I don't think. I think it's too soon for something like that. And also, as the pool grows, there's going to be less chance that you dupe in this kind of manner. I would expect that when they do the next paid gacha, these types of games don't do them that often. They're every 6 months or 1 year or something. They're not that frequent, because otherwise you just kind of break the game if you just keep doing them. The next time we have one, I think there will be enough in the pool that it will be just as crappy as it just was, but not as you're like, we have everything but 2, and now I'm just gonna skip it. It's gonna be in a similar situation, I think, next time.
Well, alright, so tell me, how do you intend to spend for the coming months? I mean, like, are you going to be like me, who just buy all the packs, or at least most of the packs, spend about like 200 or something each month, and just, I don't know, God knows what we're gonna do with the Diamantium. Or do you plan on doing that and just hoard the Diamantium, or do you have any other plans in mind?
So let's see. First of all, I bought Diamantium straight in the past, like a few times. I'm never doing that again. In terms of buying packs, yeah, and the reason is because, and you know this, it's terrible. When you do it, you feel bad. When you don't get anything, you want to kill yourself, and then you buy it again, and you feel even worse. So that just keeps chaining itself out until you finally get something. But in terms of packs, I'm going to get them I'm not going to do the full, it's actually not 4, I think it's 5, because I think you can get the one with the Testament in it twice. I'm not going to do them every single month, like, you know, religiously, but I'm going to buy them here and there as I need them. So if I'm looking at, oh, I need a Testament, I'm going to buy this one, or I need a key or a Dragonstone. So I'll probably be getting 1 or 2 each month or something, depending on what I need. But I'm not going to like commit to buying every single one every month, because I think that amount actually ends up to being, it's a fair amount. What was it, 200 or 240, something like that a month? It actually adds up pretty quickly.
Yeah, I added a bot in the Discord channel. You may have noticed it, the not bot, and it has this option where if you use !chase, it'll tell you how much money you spend on chasing for a specific drop. And I've been looking at some people's things. They get like 400, 500. Maybe they're lucky, it's 200, but chasing for a specific thing in a banner just tends to lead to tragedy. I feel like they may bring this thing in Grand Blue where you have this surprise ticket that you could use to summon whatever hero you want. So maybe I think the best way to go about summoning is to just, I don't know, like just have a hard limit or something that you set for yourself, and just hoard. Or unless you really, really, really desperately need that unit, once you have hoarded enough, you can spend on that or something like that, instead of, you know, getting desperate and started using pure Diamantium, which is the worst path you can go. Like, I mean, like you said you did it, and of course you saw what I did with Phoenix. So I think spreading it out, or maybe just not even spending, would be best. I mean, I even like told you this. Like, why the hell did you summon on that wind banner? It's so stupid. Yeah, Garuda is alright. I mean, you get a wind healer now, but you have a Harudagarn, the best healer in the game, and
who can live through the initial blast on HMS now.
Exactly. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, it would make more sense if I did it. It doesn't make any sense that you did it when you have such a beefy 5.6k might Harudagarn just kind of chilling there.
Yeah, I don't regret it because I like Louise a lot. She's been doing pretty good for me, but it wasn't necessary. In terms of the packs, we kind of just summed it up, but I think the one that I'm going to look towards most months, if like, I'm not going to guarantee I do whatever, but the one with the Damascus Crystal to unbound 5-star elementals, until they make a change where they actually fix the Damascus ores or whatever you get from the 5th circle, until they actually fix that, I'm going to buy that pack every month, because it's terrible right now. I mean, if you were going to not buy that pack and try to get a 5-star MUB elemental weapon, you could fucking die in a corner before you finish one. It's deplorable, and they really need to fix it. I've sent in feedback. If any of you guys listening have not, send in feedback on it, because it's really, really bad. You're just gonna be old. You're gonna be 8 months down the road before you even get close to making one, and that's only for one crystal. That's not even for, like, that's one crystal.
I know. Like, I seriously regret. Oh, I mean, it was a smart decision at the time, okay? Like, when the game first came out, you know, in, like, what, the end of September, was it? And I saw that those packs were there. I'm like, you know, I feel like adventurers are important. I feel like dragons are important. Maybe even the worm prince. But I feel like, oh, I can craft the weapons in-game. It's not a big deal. And then it turns out, oh yeah, you need all this kind of sand. You need all this money, all these crazy mats. And, you know, at the time I didn't buy it because I hardly bought any packs because I was like, I don't know, can I really justify spending money on a brand new game? What if it turns out to be shit? So I was like, I was kind of holding back. I decided that, you know, I should wait a little. Turns out that was counted as a whole month. That end of the month thing counted as a whole month. So I lost the first Damascus crystal. Kind of regret that, but it was a smart decision at the time. You know what I mean?
No, you don't want to spend huge on a new game when you're not sure if you even like it or it's going to be good. There's nothing wrong with what.
Yeah.
But yeah, for people that are looking to spend, or as we were just talking about, if there's one pack, first of all, as we said, don't buy Diamantium raw. That is terrible. The only packs worth buying are when you start the game, there's a whole bunch of like initial packs. Buy those because those are amazing value. They're like $10 and you get a whole bunch of things. The like one time only, never again packs. Those are great. But after those, there's only like a couple packs. There's the monthlies. Those all have good value. And then there's the $10 pack that has rupees, mana, and I think it's 480 Diamantium plus 50 a day for a week. That is probably the only recurring pack on a weekly basis that's worth buying. So that's what I'd recommend doing. The monthly packs and that one.
Yeah, that has definitely the best value. I get it all the time, even though it is kind of it does kind of add up. It makes spending money in a month turns into a $240 affair. It's a little expensive. It's not exactly something.
It's a ton for like if you just do all of that every month. But if like let's say you want to buy just 10 a month or something less. Buy the $10 pack because you're still getting 800 something Diamantium. I think it's over 150k rupees and then like maybe 50k mana, something like that for $10. That pack I think is the best value of all in terms of just raw value. But then the individual items in the monthlies like the Dragon Stone or the Key or those are extremely valuable for someone who wants to spend more because you just get the immediate unbind on something.
Yeah, that's well, especially that stupid weapon. I mean, even Dragon Stones, we can say, oh yeah, you can farm for clovers, feed the 3 stars a million times, and get stones off of them. We can at least do that. And worm prints are kind of like in a dubious manner at the moment. You know, you could do without them. You can just use event worm prints. But weapons, well, there's just not enough sand.
Yep. The weapons, if you're like I'm gonna spend 40 a month. What should I do? You should buy the weapons pack. That is the one to buy because those. I do think they're gonna fix it because it's really just absurd right now how bad it is. But until they fix it, that's the pack to buy.
Well, I feel like they could also be doing it like this. I mean, you notice that we get those champions commendations as part of the thing. I guess they kind of distributed amount in the same amount as they would with Twinkling Sands and with the keys, with those broken keys. What are they called?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But I think the Twinkling Sands have been in every single event, whereas the key fragments and the sunlight ores have rotated between raid and the one where you get the event.
We'll call it facility events.
Yeah, facility events, exactly. Whereas Damascus ore things have not been in an event yet. So
the champion commendation, I guess, is what their replacement of it is. Though champions commendations used for other things as well.
I mean, and those are great. I'm not going to complain. Because you need. I mean, the most valuable use of it is obviously to unlock the 5th circle of a 5-star, or if it's a 4-star or something later in the 5th circle. But I'd still rather have a Damascus thing because they just don't give those out. And by the time you get to a 5th circle, I mean, I think right now I might have 2 Damascus cores right now, and I'm whaling, and I have like 2. It's gonna be fucking a year before I get one crystal.
Yeah. Well, ingot. All right, because I have one right now, just one. I got it when I was filling the mana tree for or mana something, mana circle. There we go. Oh my god, I've suffered brain damage for a second there. Yeah, I got that for Lily because I was thinking at the time maybe I'll 50 her, but then Eldwater kind of came into play. I was like, ooh, well that jumped up in cost quite a bit, so I couldn't 50 her, but that's okay. It's not such a big deal. But that's one of the reasons why I had that one ore. But I don't think that, you know, if you keep summoning 5-star heroes, you're gonna need those champion combinations. But otherwise, I guess you could use it for ores. That's what I'm trying to say. You can use them for ores, so it's kind of like their way of thinking that, oh yeah, you know, there are ways for you to get the Damascus ingot. But the fact of the matter is that it's shared between an actual resource for your adventurer and for a weapon. So maybe they should give out more?
Absolutely. That is my number one piece of feedback. Is I'm not trying to ask them to give a ton. It's just like make it like if they made the rate of those the same as Sunlight Ore, I would be happy, because I feel like Sunlight Ore is easy enough to earn, you know, but it's still a grind. Like I've gotten 10, I think, total from events and my dragons, and now maybe back to 2, but this is in a bunch of months. If they made it like that, that would be great, you know, where you can spend 3 months and you finally get a full crystal, you know, whatever, formation Damascus thing, and then you can unbind one more on the weapon. That would be sweet, instead of like you spend 3 months and you get 2, and you're looking at, you know, multiply that by 5 and then you'll get 1.
Yeah. So anyway, now that we talked about how to do things for the long term, then I guess that your spending now is going to be a little more careful. You're going to spend like maybe 4,000 or 5,000, 6,000 or 6,000 Diamantium each time a new banner pops up, or do you want to just look at it a little more carefully this time? You know, kind of like what happened with Louise.
I think it's going to be not quite what you just said. I think it's going to be very little, unless it's a banner I really want, and I might go ham, because I have a lot of things. I'm mainly missing right now a light 60% strength dragon and a dark adventurer. I mean, I have my Rodrigo, but, you know, I'd like another one, because I only have one. So I think if the next light banner doesn't actually have the 60% strength dragon, I think I'm just going to skip it and just get the few things that I really need. Once I've gotten the core of, you know, I have the 60% or at least 40, at least the max unbound of the 4-star dragon for each element, and an adventurer or 2 for each element, then I think I'll do what you do, where it's kind of like I'll spend, you know, do a couple summons each one, just to get some new, you know, essences, or not essences, worm prints, maybe get the adventurer, and also the daily summon is pretty sweet. Like, I would love to just, even if that's all I do, if I have everything I want, just to have enough Diamantium to every single day do the daily summon, and that will add up to a fair amount of Diamantium.
Do you still see yourself spending like 200 and something for each month for the in the store, or do you think like after you get the base 60% stuff, you'll kind of just die down then and just purely buy the weapons pack, or the Damascus ingot pack? Or do you think you'll still get the others so that you can build up a sizable amount of Diamantium in case something really ridiculous were to come by?
I think it's in between what you just said. I think it's going to be, I'm not going to do a regular buy all the monthly packs out. Certainly if I get to 4 out of 5 of anything, if you're talking about Wormprint, Dragon, you know, anything where I just need one more and it's done, I'm gonna fucking buy that pack and get it done. I've already done it, and if I somehow get a fucking 4th or 9th John, I will probably buy the goddamn pack and get a 10th second MUB John, which is stupid.
No, I don't recommend that. Such a horrible decision. Such a horrible decision. Yeah. You might as well just toss your stone in the water, or just burn it or something, because that's what that is. That's what you're doing. Look. I summon a Cerberus, and I already max and bound her with stones. So it hurts. It hurts me on a very personal level. So suggesting that is basically just like as if you've just summoned a Cerberus on top of having a max on down Cerberus. That's what you're suggesting right now. I would not do that.
Alright, I will take that back then. But in terms of, yeah, I'm gonna ratchet it back until, I mean, this game has been very good with making changes overall. I mean, there actually are some things they've been bad with, which is high mid-guard bugs and random bugs. They announce them, they're gonna fix them, but they keep popping up. So at some point, they can keep saying they're going to fix them, but it's like, dude, what are you doing with your coding? Like, come on, man. This bug is back again. Like, it's kind of ridiculous, but...
well, I guess we will just hope that it will... they will get their shit together, in other words.
Yeah, you'd hope so. I mean, I haven't even run it yet. I'm about to be running it, but... I watch the videos, I follow the Discords and all that, and everybody's frustrated that the same bullshit is happening over and over again.
Yep. Well, when I make my guide for High Midgard, I'm gonna incorporate both bugged and unbugged version, just to be sure. Just to be sure. Because, yeah, if it happens yet again after this fix, I honestly think that they must have just rolled back like a previous build in order to get at that problem and just, you know, forgot to fix those problems again, if you catch my drift.
Oh, that has to be what it is, because there's no other reasonable, rational explanation for how you fix a bug, move on, and then the same bug comes back. Like, that's absolutely a rollback.
Yeah, that's probably what happened. But anyway...
which is still pathetic.
Yeah, I know. But... at least this game fixes things at a reasonable rate, so I can't complain too much. I'm sure they'll do something. If not, then we can complain again in another video. So, before we go for today, what do you think about this resplendent refrain with this big-ass guy? This big-ass... he looks like a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts.
Dragon, bro?
Or that Poro-looking thing, that huge ass thing. I was actually talking about the enemy, who looks like a Heartless from Kingdom Hearts. That giant Heartless, that big ass thing. I don't know if you play Kingdom Hearts, but that's what he reminds me of. That big ass thing.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I'm a little disappointed that it's a dark event, not light, but he looks weird. I'm most excited to see, and we talked about this prior, and you didn't think it was going to happen, but I want this new light dragon to have a body slam, because it looks like a fucking Snorlax Yeti thing, and it looks like it's going to fucking jump in the air and land on you and do mess.
Ooh. Well, yeah, that's probably what might happen. It's just... how is that in any way, shape, or form a dragon? Like, everything's a dragon in this game. Like, seriously. They can pick up a piece of stone and call it a dragon.
And it says he's long lived in a town where they're, you know, beloved by all, and he enjoys being fashionable and wears a bell around to, you know, acquire children. He wears it with pride. Like, what? That's
not a dragon. That is not a dragon. Joan of Arc is not a dragon. Well, I guess she has a tail, but she looks like a homeless person wearing rags, and I guess pieces of her armor that I guess isn't that broken, but still, she looks like a homeless person otherwise.
Yeah, the dragons don't look very dragon-like, except for maybe a few. But this fat one, what is he called? Maritimus or some shit? Maritimus. Yeah, he looks weird, and I hope he does something epic, because otherwise he's just stupid. He's a fat Snorlax. Lucretia and Elias look pretty cool. I hope they are not just boring.
They could be healers, or at least...
they could.
Or at least Elias could be a healer, or Lucretia could be the 5-star, could be the 5-star dragon. Oh Lord, please... God, if she's a dragon, what are we gonna do? Like, can you imagine?
Artemis gonna be?
All right, maybe that could be the 60% dragon you talk about. I mean, bards and singers tends to buff, buff the team. It could be, instead of how, like, what it is with Joan of Arc, it'll be in reverse, a 60% attack, and then she lays down the beat down, and then gives out a 15% attack buff. That sounds like a dragon you'd get, right?
I would agree with that, but then my question is Martimus going to be a giant fat serpent that skill us like do body slam?
Maybe that's what he's just gonna do. He's just gonna flop around all day. That's what he's gonna do. He's just.
Oh yeah, no, he'll have splash.
Yeah, because I mean, Pele, despite the fact that you could actually use him in HMS, is considerably outmatched to most other fire dragons.
Pele is garbage, and I wanted to like Pele for a long time, but I also wanted to send Pele home, but you don't get good rewards for doing that, so you're just kind of stuck. Pele is basically better than a unmerged, what's his name? The 30%.
Oh.
Not Brunhilde, the,
one of those things. Like an imp.
The 4-star.
Oh.
The 4-star fire dragon that's attack. Then unmerge one of those.
Ifrit, right?
Yeah, so it's better than unmerge Ifrit, but if you get enough Ifrits, Pele is just worse. So the fact that
I don't know.
An unbound Pele is worse than unbound Ifrit is not.
Yeah. They okay, all right. So Ifrit gets 30% strength unbound. Pele gets 30% strength after fully unbound. It's really deplorable.
So it's fucking retarded. I mean, like,
or
I'm not trying to make the event ones as strong as the banner ones, but like at least make them okay. Make it like 35 or 38. I don't know, whatever. Some percent that's not worse than if you just get a bunch of 4-stars.
Yeah, Sylvia at the very least. No, she's garbage. She's
garbage. She's garbage. I was gonna say, I don't know where you're going with that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was thinking for a second. I was suffering some brain damage. Oh, I guess what I was trying to say is that, like what happened with your summoning with Poseidon. I don't think you ever use him, right?
No, not at all. I've almost sent them all home for water.
They will give you. You'll give you a dragon shard. It makes me feel even worse that you got Poseidon, because we get these event dragons that always shows up, and we have all these stupid 3-star dragons that'll take forever to get sorted out. So I feel like you'll get dragon shards no matter what you do. It's like Poseidon is just even doing that, it's giving you a shard. It's just there's plenty of competition in that already. He has like literally no value once you have Leviathan.
And I have 2 Leviathans. So Poseidon can suck my ball. I'm not gonna use them. I just throw them on a backline unit, level 1, whatever. At some point, if I can, I'll just send them home. But it doesn't really feel worth it doing that.
Yeah, I mean, they could introduce something in the future where you could use those dragons, maybe as currency or something. I don't know. Maybe you could trade them for like something else.
That would be nice.
Or
like burn them for sunlight ores. That would be good.
Yeah. Or what if they say they have limit break beyond what we already have for Unbinds, but it costs materials and another copy of that dragon? Of course, I don't suggest that. I hope they never do that. That's evil. Do not want. But still, if that happens, you have that extra copy laying around for that kind of storm. So I'm just saying it just to make myself feel better that I have an extra Cerberus, really.
Yeah, coming from me who's got the 8 Johns, I'm in favor. But I could see them. Yeah, it's fucking bad.
Did you really merge all of them together?
So I pulled on the OG banner. I pulled 2, and then I pulled a 3rd, and then spent 2 packs getting the 5th, and then all of the 3 now that I have were all pulls.
But did you put them all together, or are you just keeping them separate for
no.
now?
I have got the MUB, and then I've got 3 separates. But now, in fact, I have actually pulled, just straight up pulled, 5 Dawns. So I actually pulled an MUB Dawn just straight up with dragons. Fucking bad.
Well, at least stones are easier to come by than the keys and the and other things, and the champion and ingots or whatever. At least that's easier to get. You know, people keep saying that for summoning dragons on platinum is best. I don't feel it at some point. I really don't after that.
No, I don't. Adventurer felt the best, assuming you got a new one, because it's a whole new unit. I mean, yeah, a lot of them are crap, but I mean, even Nefaria is not that bad. I got Zanefried, which was great. But if you get a new unit, you know, you can just level them up. There's a whole bunch of things you can do. If you get an extra merge on a dragon, it's like, okay, that's an extra 15 levels or whatever. Sure. I mean, yeah, if you're at 4 out of 5 and you get your 5th, that's fucking sweet. But that's not going to be the case for most people on these. So it's almost like in terms of risk, the adventurer is a higher risk, higher reward, but the dragon is lower risk, lower reward.
That's a good way to put it. I never thought about it like that. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it, because, you know, if you get like, even if I got Maribel, dude, I would be freaking out. Like, if I got a fresh Maribel and I can just level her up, and like, that's shit. But if I get, even if I got a dragon I want, let's say I got the Garuda or Cerberus, who I have 2 out of 5, or Leviathan, who I have 2 out of 5. If I got one of those, yeah, I'd be happy. But like, okay, that's a merge on those. Okay, that's 15 more levels, a little bit more. That's great. Unless it's the 4 to 5, that jump isn't that great. Whereas if you get a Maribel, or you get a Zanefried, or you get a Mikoto, or one of those, that's a ridiculous gain for you.
I agree, yeah. Adventures definitely is the best, despite all the risk you have to take. Well, I mean, there's no risk if you... Well, there's always going to be a little bit of risk if you have a 5-star already, but, you know, it's a lot less for dolphins than it is for us, that's for sure.
And I feel like 3K water is underrated, but also, at the same time, I do agree that, you know, if that's all you get, you got to be a little disappointed, because 3K water is, while you can't say it's not valuable, but that's not exciting either.
Well, it goes back to the whole worm print thing in the beginning of the game. Everybody, you know, summons, they want... In the beginning of the game, everybody rerolls to get, like, a 5-star hero or 5-star dragon. They don't give a shit about worm prints. Worm prints is like, what? You know, a picture and stuff. You can't use it. It's a late game equipment. It's not something you need immediately. It's something you get later. But, I mean, like, with heroes, you get it right away. You have to use that unit. You have to use the adventurer. And the dragons are a huge, huge power-up. So, I mean, I can completely understand that.
Absolutely.
But, man, that goes back to the whole worm print thing, though. Worm print is just, oh, god awful. And they still keep it in the same summoning pool. Even though they said that they're going to let you now use worm prints outside of, like, during raids or something like that, use your own instead of having those event worm prints, it still kind of feels... I mean, at least now I can actually use my 11's champion, but when you think back on the whole, what did I call that stupid event again? Facility event. When you think about it on a facility event, you need those new worm prints to get more, I guess you don't need, but you still, it's ideal to use them. So in the end, worm prints kind of like, I mean, like, okay, alright, so... Plunder Pals. Plunder Pals is a very good worm print. It's like one of the best worm prints that we got for free. And it gives skill damage of 25%. It might be its only effect, but you know what? It sure beats the hell out of Luca's prank, which I already sacrificed for 3,000 health water because I was so upset.
Plunder Pals is extremely good. I actually think that they made a mistake in making that the free one because, yeah, there are better things, but the unconditional 25% skill damage is pretty good, even as its only effect. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be some MUB one in the gacha later that's going to be better, but this was free. You got a free, straight up 25% skill damage at all times. That is fucking good.
Well, Luca's prank is indeed Plunder Pals, just with the resistance. I think it's like resistance to dark or 5% or something like that.
Right, but it's you know,
it's a gacha.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, for a gacha one, yeah, I mean, it's great, but it's not. Plunder Pals is free, so it's like, you know, come on, man. Like, give me something. Give me like 40% if you're gonna.
That, and I'm a huge fan of Plunder Pals art. It's so great. Yar.
Karina, yes.
Yar.
Yar.
Yar. Oh god. Yeah, that was definitely the best event worm print. So yeah, I mean, you can use that. You don't even need the other worm prints. They're kind of like a lot of worm prints are kind of pales in comparison to it. You can just fill your whole team full of Plunder Pals past the event, and you'll still be okay. Like even Levin's champion. I mean, like it's very premium and all that, but you know, I can make an argument that Plunder Pals could be good. Like over Levin's champion. Levin's champion is a great supplementary for DPS. I mean, with like with a conditional 8% crit and then crit damage and whatnot. But dude, this is 25% extra damage, man, from a skill, and a skill is where you do most of your damage. So it's kind of
right.
hard.
Anyone who has fast charging skills, so not blades, but you know, the other swords, Rodrigo, Navid, those type units that have very fast charging. Plunder Pals is fantastic, and that's what they want.
Yeah, like with 2,000 something
and
SP.
It's just a good. If it were a gacha one, I would still even consider it, even though there are better. It's just if I wouldn't be upset if I got it. It's just that good.
Agreed. It's a really solid worm print. But yeah, that goes back to the whole thing again. Like, if you have that worm print summoning, it's just kind of so bleh. I still did the worm print thing on my platinum summon, but you know,
There are very few that are exciting. The ones that have more niche effects excite me more. Obviously, I summoned Forgive Me Your Wounded because that's my main character. I wanted healing, and you actually have the new healing one, which is 10% right now. It's not as good as Give Me Your Wounded. It's not, but if you don't have Give Me Your Wounded, it is a very good replacement. Like, you're not going to notice a tremendous difference, so you can just use that. But other than that, there's only, like you said, Levin's Champion. There are a couple niche ones. I think Jewel of the Sun is one of the best ones that's not fulfilled by other event things yet, which it might, but as of right now, we don't have things that do that.
Yeah, but, I was looking into skill haste a little bit ago. It just feels like it doesn't really add up all that much. You don't really get that much skills, like, thrown out. You have to be a really long map to get, like, 1 or 2 extra skills thrown out from the use of 5% skill haste. Even with an archer, like, with 15% more, it still doesn't feel like you can throw out 1 or 2 more, because the maps are all really short. Like...
You're right. You'd think that units with the long skills, you want to, like, haste them to bring them up, would be where you'd use it. I'm finding that the skill haste is most efficient on units with the short skills. So if you throw Navid or Rodrigo or those type of units with extra haste, they just charge that first skill so fast. You can just get it off, the extra, whatever, half a second or second before. That's where I find it's the most useful.
Yes. Because then you don't have to rely on wasting a whole map's time to get a skill off. Still, skill haste is kind of dubious. At most, it'll still produce you 1 or 2 skills during a map. So I feel like they need to buff that at some point. Because I feel like bows are just so bleh right now. Like they're not very good.
They're bad in general.
Yeah, they're bad in every way.
Bows. We could do a separate thing on weapons because I think I think that would be an interesting topic.
All right.
Boas are super in need of buffs. Hawk honestly got some fixes. It's funny because I think Hawk's actually pretty good now and underrated. But yeah, I would like to talk about.
All right,
more,
I guess we'll cover that next time, especially since there's that promised bowl update. Not to mention, we already talked for a pretty long time. It's like almost 50 minutes. So why don't we just stop right here, and then we'll continue the next time when we have some new topics to talk about.
Sounds good to me, dude.
All right, well, that's about it. I thank you all for watching. Until next time.